The Villa View is 1 year old today. From filming videos in the Bardell household bedroom and the Lynch bedroom, we're now here at Villa Park filming in the press conference room. It's been a mammoth year and we can't thank you enough. Subscribers have rocketed over the past few months and they're a lot higher than we ever expected them to be. We're now just over 4,600 as we're talking, which in a year is not bad going at all.
I think you were at like were you under 1,000 when I joined?
So you're saying it's your impact.
And then obviously I've come in and we've hit 4,600. I mean, you do the math.
You mean it's nothing to do with the fact that the Villa View's played at Villa Park?
No, all me. All to do with me.
Not us stuffing Brussels sprouts down our mouth?
Definitely not anything to do with that, or wrapping presents, or my moustache, any of the horror things that we've had to do.
But yeah, we can't thank the subscribers enough for where we're at now. This is just beyond anything we expected, beyond any targets we expected subscriber-wise. We set our targets around 2,000 a year, and that was being optimistic. So to be nearing on 5,000 at this stage is just mind-boggling, really.
I know, I think like some of the, obviously it happened before I joined, but like the video of when we lost 6-0 to Liverpool, Ginger Luke ranting and other people ranting, everyone was obviously horrified by what had happened. That still gets views now, doesn't it? I think that's our most
that's the
viewed video. So ridiculous really that videos from February, March are still getting looked at, and with each video I think we're getting better and we're managing to do better stuff through the year, and hopefully in 2017 we'll be able to do some more stuff.
So positive now. It's so much easier to talk about things and making good points. I just enjoy doing it because I don't like slating players or slating managers or whatever, ownership, whatever. It's just not right, is it? Like, we pay our money, yeah, but it doesn't mean we can rant and rave about anything and abuse people.
No, but I think if I look back, I think everything we said about Jolly and Lescott was quite fair.
Decided to tweet a picture of a car. Who does that? We lost 6-0. Who does that?
So the first video was, of course, Leicester City at home, 1-1 draw, fan cams. You as a viewer then, for me, it was one of the most nerve-wracking things ever. First time I properly faced the camera and presented something, led something, and going to Vox Pop, essentially, people, after what was a poisonous atmosphere at the time. I don't know how you felt watching it, but for me it was a horrid experience to start off with, but the adrenaline kept me going. I really enjoyed it.
We're pretty much down, but it's not over till it's over, and I'm just hoping that we can put in the second half against Palace, like we did on Tuesday. I'm just hoping we can put in more fight and just try and scrape out of it somehow.
I think I remember feeling quite sorry for you, because obviously, like, I've spoke to you on Twitter before, and obviously we used to write for the same website at villafan.com, so I knew of you. I knew you were capable of doing it, but I think probably on that day you probably looked a bit like a rabbit in the headlights. It's obviously not a good time. I don't know what it was like nowadays. When I've done the fan cams, obviously we've been more established, so people come up and they know what it is and they want to speak to us. But probably when you were doing that wasn't the case. It would have been, what's going on here? It's the first time there's ever been fan cams at Villa Park, as far as I know. So it probably was a bit of a weird experience. I don't know how many people came up and spoke to you. Obviously Ginger Luke was probably there, because as I said, I expect Ginger Luke to be there when I go for a shower or go to the toilet. Luke's everywhere, so I imagine he was there that day for you.
Yeah, he was. He was there from the start.
Rant.
A few people have been there from the start, Jordan Harvey as well, and it's really scary. Rabbit in the headlights, as you say,
I
but
can imagine.
To the point now, though, the growth has been ridiculous in terms of how comfortable I feel going up to people, how people hear it. Like when you say the Villa View, more people are more open to it. And then yourself as well, you've gone from the other side as a viewer now to actually being part of it, the flip side of it. The Liverpool video was the one that got a lot of notice and interaction, notably for Ginger Luke's rant.
This is what happens when you don't spend money.
For me, I wasn't looking forward to doing fan cams after that game because I knew what was coming, and it wasn't pretty, I must admit. It did get quite heated out there, and I know inside the stadium it got quite heated, so to me to try and stop people afterwards, it was a bit scary.
I can imagine. I mean, that game probably ranks as the worst Villa performance. I've had a season ticket for 23 years, and that's 100%. If anyone asks me what's the worst game you've ever seen Villa have, it will always be that game. We were just absolutely useless. So to try and get people to come and talk to you after that, I mean, again, I wouldn't fancy having to do that job, especially when you're a relatively new channel as well. I mean, you look at channels like Arsenal Fan TV, they're quite established. There's a lot of people coming over, and to be honest, they do quite a lot of ranty stuff anyway, and that's not really what we want to do. But at that stage, there's nothing else that's going to happen other than rants, because you've just got dicked 6-0 at home to Liverpool. Even Colo Torres scored. It doesn't get any worse than that, really, does it?
Yeah, that really was sort of eye-opening, actually, to see what it could be like.
I can't imagine there was ever a good time for you to stop and talk to anyone last season, and I can't imagine at any point you were looking forward to it, because I know I wouldn't have been. There's been times when I've done it and we've not played great, and I've been thinking, I don't really want to do this. I just want to go home. So it's probably was the same for you, probably worse last season having to do it. I can't imagine.
6-0 one I dreaded, to be honest.
Yeah, there's nothing enjoyable about talking about your team just getting humped 6-0. No one wants to talk about that.
So the next stage for the Villa View was conquering the Learner, the dark days, and of course relegation from the Premier League, and the protest group as well, the AVPG, covering that, and that's what we tried to do really, was the fact that we don't know what to say. Like, I know that I didn't want to talk about how bad it was, because I was saying the same things. Every single fan cams are saying the same thing, and it'd been the same thing if I'd have talked for 10 minutes in just me talking video. It would have just been me talking about the fact that we'd been relegated and all the hurt behind it and all the wrongdoings that Randy Lerner and Tom Fox had done and Faulkner had done. But that was a bad time for the club, but for the Villa View as well, it was bad because people didn't want to talk to us. There was a stage where I think we had about 3 people come to fan cams because nobody wants to talk about being bummed 4-0 or whatever. Like, it's just not nice.
Every game was the same. Every game was a disgrace. So you probably have people coming out saying exactly the same things every week. I know from at that stage when I was doing my blogs, I just repeating myself every week, saying how everyone was a disgrace, how I've never seen anything like it, couldn't believe what happened to my team. Lerner as the owner, not doing anything positive for the club. It was just a dark time. I remember watching that protest video on YouTube, and it was well covered, because obviously people who aren't there, they don't see what it's like, and it was a very toxic time. And I must admit, at that point, I didn't really see a way forward for Villa. I was worried that we were going to go down. Lerner was going to keep the asking price really high, and we weren't going to get bought. Obviously, for us, that's not what's happened, which is very good.
We have sort of been moved. We are behind now in the north stand by looking towards the Hull 10. That is because it is a match day today, and proper journalists want to do proper journalism things instead of us.
The press area is not the place for us at the moment. It's the place for esteemed journalists. It's not the place for the Villa View.
Fans, as I've alluded to before. So
yeah,
that's what matters. We are still on looking to the pitch.
Better if anything.
Yeah,
better if anything. Yeah.
So the next stage for the Villa View was you joining us.
Big news.
It was breaking news before the big news.
Yeah.
It's sort of quite a big deal, really, for us.
Well, I mean, I don't know whether it was ever in your plans to have someone else involved. I just chanced a message to you. I liked watching the channel. I liked what the channel was doing, but in my head, I thought that there was probably more stuff that you could be doing. And you've said before that just you talking on your own, it's difficult. You need someone to bounce things off. So I just obviously chanced you a message. You spoke to Dan, and it obviously got the okay, which is good. And then I remember my first thing I did was a discussion show, and it was just while Tony Jarr, I can't remember if he just bought the club or he was just he was going through, wasn't it? Yeah. After a season of dour, terrible football and just nothing but bad news, hopefully now we've got some good news to look forward to. So obviously that was quite an exciting time, and it was just exciting for me to get involved. And when I look back now at what I thought the channel could be doing, I don't think I ever imagined that we'd be this far forward as we are now. Yeah. Like, I never thought, in a few months you're going to be playing at Villa Park, Daniel. Yeah. Like that, you just don't think stuff like that's going to happen.
It's really helped having you part of it, and we've grown loads since. I don't think it's part to you. It's just in general.
I think it's probably a contributing factor, but that's another story.
Yeah, but I think we've done really well for the stage right now. For having 2 people, I think it's 10 times better than what we were beforehand. It's a big improvement than just having me rambling constantly.
Well, the thing is, I don't know whether were you planning to do discussion shows and stuff before I came in. Was that going to be something that you were going to be doing? I don't know. I'm
sure the first discussion show you was just a guest, but then you.
I think we all knew what was coming there. We all knew what was coming. I hung around like a bad smell, so you couldn't get rid of me. Some stuff's difficult for us because obviously I live in London, you live in Nottingham, and Dan's obviously in Birmingham, but he doesn't like to be on the other side of the camera, so he's not going to be doing any stuff. It's difficult for us to do stuff. Like, we're very reliant on Skype, so it's nice tonight just to sit down with you and have a chat in person instead of having to worry about your internet connection and women coming to talk to you halfway through you taking down girls' numbers, halfway through a live Q&A. Like, it's good to sit down and talk to you in person. Yeah, well, a few, but that's a different story.
So, Dr. Tony, next big thing for the Villa Youth. For me, I was looking at doing content about how damage limitation, the championship under Andy Lerner, and then suddenly we've got the new owner and the whole place is just lifted with this amazing sort of euphoria.
Well, the man's a absolute hero, and
he's become a cult hero.
He's a legend already, isn't he? Villa fans absolutely love him. He loves the Villa fans. He's done pretty much, maybe other than hiring Roberto Di Matteo, he's done everything that we could have asked for and more. I mean, to be fair, they backed Di Matteo. The board so far, I'd say, have behaved perfectly throughout the whole time they've been there, and it's great for us, as we said before, talking about Villa losing every week. It's rubbish. No, it's not fun for anyone, and it's not fun for anyone to watch. But for us to see some good times now and see that there is a light at the end of the tunnel after what's been an awful 5-6 years for the club, he's come in and he's surpassed expectations for me. He's been one criticism of Villa before under Lerner was that they didn't talk to the fans. I mean, the owner's on Twitter. The fans speak to him every day. He communicates with fans every single day, and that for us and for the club, that's class. You can't ask for more than that.
The next stage for us was the Villa View rebranding. We'd only been going 7 months or so, but we decided that we needed to up the game in terms of the way we appealed to people and the way we looked, and we had a new logo and the new intro, and I think it's really helped us. I prefer the new logo a lot. This one looked a bit, not childish, but like you could imagine it. I don't know, but I think the new badge is a lot more modern.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot more smarter and more professional, and more of a media look at it.
It fits in with what we're trying to do, and it fits in with the way the media is now a bit more. The logo, I actually liked the old logo. I remember you like were saying, "Oh, we need to change the logo," and I was quite against it because I liked the logo, but not often am I wrong, but I was wrong. The logo did need change, and obviously having the logo as a lion makes perfect sense, and obviously the lion with the speech, the shape of a speech bubble, it works well and it portrays the message of what we're trying to do, give a voice to the fans. So yeah, the right thing to do. Yeah, I was sceptical, but it's worked.
So between January and May we did 11 videos. After that point we decided to step it up during the transfer, and I think it was more motivated because of the fact Dr. Tony come in, and therefore was a lot more motivated for stuff and started creating weird and wonderful things like the tea brew that was loved. That idea came out of nowhere, out of me and you and Dan Rolinson just chucking a few words together. And we came out with the Villa View tea brew. And it's worked somehow, watching me and you make cups of tea.
Just messing around on a group chat, coming up with something that rhymed, and suddenly it turned into something that was really popular. The Birmingham Mail picked it up, they liked it. It's just a different way of doing things, and that's what we try and do. We try and create content that's a bit different. We don't want to be a stereotypical fan channel, and I'm not knocking the other fan channels because obviously they're probably the motivation behind why we've started, but yeah, we just want to be different and try and create content that people will enjoy, and I think in the main we've managed to do that. Obviously there's always going to be people that take the mick and don't like the stuff that you do, and that's fine. I don't expect everyone that watches the Villa View to like it, but in the main the reception that we've had has been brilliant. The interaction we've had with Villa fans has been unbelievable. I mean, it's bizarre for us that when we're at games people want to come and speak to us. That's mad. Like, why do people want to come and talk to me? And I mean, it's weird, but I love it. Like,
yeah.
And just at the end of the day, we're just normal supporters. We just happen to give our opinion on YouTube.
Well, we actually reacted to the news of Di Matteo being sacked fairly much instantly live on YouTube, and it was weird that people wanted to hear what we thought. I never imagined back in January that when we come to the point where Di Matteo's been sacked, that people would be like, when are you going to give us your opinions on it?
Yeah, it's madness. It's kind of because there seems to be a demand for what the Villa View think. Like, we obviously our aim is to be one of the more prominent voices of the Villa faithful, and I think we're doing a decent job at doing that. But the thing that I think people you don't always realise, and maybe it doesn't come across when we're filming stuff, is that like you're doing a degree, you've got studies to do. You're in lectures when things happen, and for me, I'm at work 9 till 5 Monday to Friday, so it's difficult to react to things straight away unless they happen after work hours. But I think we've always done a pretty decent job of reacting to news. I remember we did a live when Jedinak signed pretty much straight away. We did that straight away, and I think we've reacted as fast as we can. But for us, it's difficult because the Villa View, as much as we'd love it to be, that isn't our full-time job. Like, we're trying to do it in our spare time and trying to give a voice to the fans and give our opinions on what's going on. Because obviously now, the thing is with Villa being in the Championship, you don't hear as much in the mainstream media about what people think. Obviously you've got the Birmingham Mail, but then after that it is the fans groups, the fans blogs, us. That's where the opinions come from, because you don't see as much as Villa now just because of what a big beast the Premier League is, and we're not in it. And I think something that we didn't realise when the Villa View started and since I've joined is what a difference the channel makes to people abroad. I love that people like Detroit Villa, and they watch this channel, they want to know what's going on, they want to feel part of it, and that the channel helps them feel part, makes them feel like they're at the games, they know what's going on, and that's great. And I can't thank those people enough for their support, because they're always really complimentary about us, and it's great that we can make a difference to expats.
There's fans all over the world that watch our channel, and that's what's so special about it.
Yeah, the thing I didn't consider is there's obviously Villa fans that aren't even expats that support Villa. Good time. It's not my favourite music I've ever heard in my life.
The top 40, is
but it's very loud as well, so it may make a mess of this video a little bit, so we apologise for that, but hopefully we'll soldier through.
Fits in well though, talking about video development and how much the thought process and going to video. And then Dan Rolinson, who is behind the camera currently. You're right, Dan. Behind the camera there, he's the guy that does everything. He's the main, actually if you know it, he's the guy that's created the Villa View. It's not me that created the Villa View, or Dan. It's all Dan Rolinson, who does all the work behind the camera, films it, edits it and puts it out there. The time that it takes to put a video out, people don't realise either. It takes a lot of time to edit it and put it together. It's not the case of we film our opinion for 10 minutes and it's out there in 5 minutes. The gaffs that we do, that one, we're going to have to edit that out.
I'm horrendous.
The edits that has to be done in terms of that is incredible, and it just takes time to put it together and do different bits and pieces to make it what it is, to make it enjoyable content as well. And we have to go in there with a bit of plan as well. We can't go in there with a bull in a china shop approach at times.
I don't know, you say that. I think you and Dan put a lot of planning. I think you go have notes and stuff, don't you?
Not really.
Don't you? I was
going to dress it up and say I do, but I don't. I go in there on a whim sometimes, but I know what I'm thinking in my head.
Yeah, I'm the same. I literally go in with nothing, and it probably shows.
The first one of no, shut up. No. Sometimes I just say things, I don't know what I'm doing.
I just reel off what I'm thinking, as you say. I think the person that puts in the bulk of the work is Dan Rolinson, and it really is an underappreciated role. Obviously, we appreciate it because we see how much he does, but to the naked eye, it probably doesn't look like there's anyone else doing anything, that people think it's just me and you, but it isn't. I think if anything sets the channel apart from other channels, it is the editing and the production, because I think Dan puts it together amazingly. And I mean, if you think about if me and you were left in charge of doing that,
it'd be chaos.
Yeah, it'd be horrendous. No one wants to see.
It'd be cutscenes done by Windows Movie Maker. Windows, like the stars for the transition.
I'd be on Windows 95 putting stuff together. It'd just be horrendous. But yeah, the stuff that Dan does for us, it probably makes us look better than we are as well, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely. So playing at Villa Park, best thing that's ever happened in my life, and it is best thing in your life, bar the wedding, or is it above the wedding? Just about somewhere up there.
Can't say that it was better than the wedding day, but because the wedding day is the best day of my life, but it was very, very close. It's because I think girls dream about getting married their whole life, but when you're a lad, you dream about playing for your favourite football team. And I know I'm never at the level to be a professional footballer, so to do this was the next best thing, and you did feel like you were a Villa player for the day, so just madness.
Yeah, walking
everything
through the tunnel, the music playing.
Brian Little doing a team talk, like the last manager that won anything for Villa. I felt like I was playing for Villa under Brian Little, and it was absolute madness. Like anything good that's happened to us this year, I always just think it's mad, because we never expected this. But to play at Villa Park,
I refuse to believe it's happened. I pinched myself a few times with the idea that I was sat in the dressing room in a full kit, giving a team talk to my team. Good performance overall. Played a good draw out, but then we'll forget about the penalties. They didn't exist. That didn't happen.
Very few people get to live their dream of playing on the pitch of the team they've supported all their lives. So obviously us and however many other people, I can't remember how many people now that we picked, but to have just all those people that we picked as well were great. I think that was what made it, that like people that tune into our channel, watch our channel, were willing to send videos into us for us to decide.
I wish we could have brought them all along, but it physically wasn't for health and safety, and whatever other reason we couldn't.
Obviously, we've got a lot of young subscribers that they weren't old enough to come, but just the whole day and the whole experience was just absolutely amazing, and I can't thank the club enough for letting us do that. That's above and beyond the Call of Duty from the club, really giving us the chance to do something like that. That day will stay with me forever, and I still think now, not a day goes by where I don't think about that game, and I don't think about that I missed a penalty. The chance to score the winner in a game. I mean, yeah, at least I redeemed myself, so at least I can say I've put the ball in the net at Villa Park. I mean, you must still have nightmares. I mean,
I actually do though. Like,
it's not like anyone ever brings it up to you either, at least.
No,
so
yeah,
that's good.
I've been in uni 9 to 5. You've been in work all day. And we came back and we watched videos for 5 hours of people submitting their videos to play at Villa Park. Like, that was long, but I loved it. But
yeah, that was
people don't realise the time that it takes sometimes to do this.
But that's something like that. That's just like a privilege to do.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think we had to rush that a little bit because we got short notice about the game happening, and I was going on holiday.
Yeah.
So we literally had 3 days to put that together, and again to think that we managed to pull out videos, people sending us in videos, like we get to decide who gets to play football at Villa Park. Like, that's just, again, like I've said it a few times in this video so far, but that's just ridiculous. Like, we shouldn't be making those kind of decisions. Those decisions are for
big people.
Yeah, it's not for me and you, but we got to make that decision. And I think when I look back at that day, we made the right calls, and we've obviously got some great people that subscribe to us, because that day, being with them, having the day that we had, it was an honour. I loved every minute of it, and I loved every minute of the process. And when we do put things together, it's hard sometimes to come up with ideas and try and think of things that are different, but I like to think between us it's pretty even in how we come up with things. I mean, I think the workload is probably 80% Dan, 20% me and you, but yeah, I think we make a decent team, and I think that's probably another thing that helps.
The Advent series, that took so much work for us to do. That was a daily video. We spent the day at your dad's. Felt sorry for him, to be honest. Was under his feet a bit, but was there all day.
If my mum had been there, those videos would not have been happening. So yeah, thanks to my dad for letting us do it. But
does your mum know about that yet?
Oh yeah, she's seen them. My mum actually does not like football, like Villa. In fact, she probably hates Villa because it's taken over mine and my dad's life.
My mum as well.
But she watches.
Yeah,
she watches the stuff. So she's seen that we filmed in the lounge, and she hasn't said anything. So we've obviously got away with that one. That's helped us grow, just being able to fire out videos every day. I mean, however interesting they were. I mean, I can't imagine that too many people wanted to sit there and watch me and you shove sprouts in their mouth. That's not a good video. But it served the purpose for us, because it enabled us to throw videos out every day. I mean, it's great to be you at FIFA, get that on there for the world to see that I was the FIFA king. And we actually, since we've done the Advent series, bizarrely, subscribers have gone up a lot, which I cannot understand for the life of me. But it's great, just being able to do something like that. We need to obviously try and do more of those things because of the logistics, where we have a day and that enables us to get a load of videos, and hopefully we'll be able to do more stuff like that in the future. So
the other thing is we put effort into these videos, and for example, I thought the views for playing at Villa Park didn't get what it deserved.
And that's the thing, you're never going to please anyone. There'll be people that watch me and think, he's a dickhead. That's fair enough.
The same for me.
People are entitled to their opinion. As I said before, I don't expect everyone to like the Villa View, but when you put in videos up of playing at Villa Park, I thought, right, we're going to really take off from here. This is going to get views galore. And although it got decent views, you look at something like that Gogglebox video, which was just a cobbled together thing of me and you sitting watching a football match on the telly, and that got more views. Like, it's weird what people watch. Sometimes you don't expect people to like what they like, but obviously everyone's different.
It's time for our top 3 videos of the year. I think started it off with the T-Brew series, all the different transfer ones. I enjoyed that.
I
lot
enjoyed
of cup
doing
of
it.
teas, that was, I tell you.
The problem is for me is that the tea brewers are relying on me showing some technical expertise in my kitchen, which I'm not very good at. I thought of the idea to use the Fabian Delph shirt as a clean, as a towel. That was I don't know why I thought of that, but I did.
I enjoyed that.
The tea brews were good. Yeah. They were good for us, I think.
Obviously, the next big one is the elephant in the room, is playing at Villa Park series. So special. As we've discussed so much, we don't want to milk on it too much, but...
I show those videos anytime anyone's around my house. They have to sit and watch those videos on my TV, because I'm so proud that I played at Villa Park, and at the end of the season I'll frame my shirt and print some photos out, and now that'll be on the wall for everyone to see, and I'll remember it every day.
And then for me, I don't know you as well, the other one is fan cams from Burton Albion. People might be thinking, scrappy 2-1 win over Burton. But the whole progress thing from a year ago to then, we had 2 cameramen that day. Both of us were asking fans questions, and we got a lot of people come to us as well that day, instead of us having to chase people as well. And that showed the natural progression from back in January as the case of me running around like a headless chicken, chasing people to speak to people. And now in December, where there's 2 of us doing fan cams for a game and getting double the opinion.
To have 2 of us running around doing it is absolutely, it's madness. And the fact that we easily had enough people to speak to, it shows that the progress we've made. I mean, I think we even had to cut people out of that video. I think we interviewed people that didn't make it into the final edit, so that shows that we're obviously talking to a lot of people and that we are doing the right things. And I love having the regulars over to speak to us. There's people there now that every time I do fan cams, I know will come over and speak to us, like Max, and they always give a good opinion, and it's enjoyable to speak to the Villa fans. And we'd love to have more people. We'd like more people to come and speak to us. Sometimes on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, wherever, people ask us, is it alright if I come over and speak to you? Like, anyone can come and speak to us. We want to hear from as many different Villa fans as possible.
We just want to thank everyone. Hand on heart, this comes from my heart, it's come to yours as well, that we're so thankful of anyone that's ever helped us, whether you've helped us create the new ident, or if you've helped us film a video by, when you're at a away game, sending us some footage, because we can't make every game. Our lives don't permit that. I wish they could, but they don't. But everyone that has helped us to keep producing content, we can't thank you enough, because we wouldn't be at the stage we are now without people sending in footage of fans celebrating an away game or coming to speak to us at a fan cam. Even if you've only come once to a fan cam, that's still one more view that we've got, and that's what we want to do, gather more views, and that's what we've done, getting the view of the fans, because it's by the fans.
I don't think there's been a single moment doing the Villa View so far that I've not enjoyed, and as I said before, the best thing for me is speaking to other Villa fans. Villa is my biggest passion, so to speak to other people who share the same passion as me, and people be interested in what I've got to say, and I like to hear what they've got to say. It's great. Villa View's a brilliant platform for people, I think, and especially for me and you. Like, it's great, the people we get to speak to, the recognition we get, but it's the people that watch it and subscribe that make it, really, not me and you. They're the ones that keep the channel going, and we just need to keep growing and get more subscribers. The more subscribers we get, the more chance there is that we'll be able to do better stuff, and that's what we want to do. We want to grow. We think we've done well so far. We've done some good stuff, but we want to do more.
It's a long way to go.
Yeah,
as I've been saying,
100%.
there's still a long way for us to go, and I think that's the main message for us. We're not done yet. A lot of us are going to keep pushing ourselves and keep going and going and going, and we're going to keep producing content for you and making it better and better and better every single time, the best we can. We love hearing your critique. If it's been bad, then tell us that. Please do. I'd rather know it than you just comment saying good video, because that doesn't help us. We can't thank everyone enough that's been part of the Villa View in the past year, and we hope to be even bigger and better in the next 12 months. If you have enjoyed this video, then drop us a like below and comment in your highlights of the Villa View from the past year. What have you enjoyed most? Let us know in the comment section, and of course subscribe with the post notifications on if you're not already a subscriber to the channel.
If you enjoyed that video, why not watch another?
Click the video choices on screen now to go and watch them in full.
Be sure to subscribe to the channel by clicking our logo there
On the left, and press subscribe.
Easy peasy.